Hello and welcome. My name is Patrick Humans, and this is the Bullet Point Podcast. I'm here with my friend
Samuel Ray.
and today we will be talking about New Year's resolutions. So a little bit about myself. My name is Patrick, as I said, and I'm a high school senior. I go to a performing arts school, and there I do acting and singing and music. And yeah, I mean, those are awesome passions I have. I also do music by myself. I record music. I actually just released my first single, Best Shot, on Spotify and iTunes and all of that. You should go check it out and buy it if you want to. But yeah, I enjoy music and all of those things as well. I love the arts. Yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna continue to go to school this year. Hopefully, I graduate.
That's a good goal.
We'll see. It is a good goal. That's one of my goals this year. So that's enough about me for now. Sam, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm also a high school senior at the same school as Patrick. I'm a really big fan of music as well. I'm really into fashion. One thing that me and Patrick are attempting to produce this year is a YouTube channel, and hopefully we talk a lot about style and things that we enjoy about fashion and things like that, trends and stuff like that. So I'm also a really big fan of sports. I play a lot of basketball. I play basketball and watch basketball. My favorite team is the Golden State Warriors.
Oh,
and
come on.
Just to let you know.
Go Lakers.
Just to let you know.
Go LeBron.
I am not a bandwagon.
I'm not a bandwagon either.
Patrick.
Bro, I've been riding with LeBron since 2009.
Okay. That's fair. You are a LeBron fan.
Maybe 2007 even. I was like hecka young.
When he was on the Heat or when he was on
when he was on Cleveland the first time, not the second time, the first time. And then he went to Heat and I like the Heat, and then he went to Cleveland and I like Cleveland. Now he's at the Lakers.
And so now you're a
not
Lakers
a bandwagon.
fan, which is a good
I'm a LeBron fan.
Okay.
So I enjoy the Lakers now.
Fair enough.
Sorry, I cut you off. You can continue.
No, it's okay. I was just talking about how I'm a Warriors fan. My family's a huge fan of the Bay Area, Giants, A's, Raiders,
right.
and
Giants.
the Warriors. Yeah. Sadly, the Giants are not doing too hot this year.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, I'm a fan of the Warriors. I'm not a bandwagon. Please don't call me out for it. But yeah, that's a bit about me. One thing that I wanted to talk about actually was this podcast.
Yeah,
goals that we have for this podcast.
Yeah, so this podcast actually it's a pretty fun story if I would say so myself how this started. So right now we're in our studio. We're in our studio, which is actually my garage. You probably wouldn't notice with the wall behind us and the posters and the couches, but this is my garage. Like a week or two ago, Sam came into my house and he was like, "Hey, bro, we should make a man cave." And I was like, "Okay." And he was like, well, let's make a YouTube. And I was like, "Okay, we'll do it."
Yeah.
And so
I did not think it was going to happen, but it did. So
I guess
it's a good thing.
It actually happened, and now it's here. Now you're probably listening to us and watching our YouTube right now. So yeah, I mean, with the help of him and my father and our amazing crew and our technical director, Hondro, who pushed us to help build and set this place up, we were able to get it going. It only took us a couple weeks. We built this wall right here. As you can see, we decorated it and got it ready. And the idea of the Bullet Point podcast, the way it originated is actually from this table that we built right here. So this table is built out of bulletproof glass.
That means shoot it doesn't go through. Bulletproof.
We haven't tried, but that's likely what it means. So I do construction with my dad, and on one of the jobs we were working at old bank, and so they let us take home the glass, and so we made it into a table because we thought it would be awesome, which it is. So yeah, I mean, that's where we got the idea of the Bullet Point podcast, because we're going to be talking about our points that, if you write it, bullet points, like you write it on paper, it's like bullet points. That's where you get it. That's what we're going to be talking about. But yeah, it's the bullets. We want it to be, yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I mean, we built this garage place for us to hang out. We got the lights and everything. It's pretty cool. I want you guys to see it. It's pretty nice. But yeah, I mean, we just out of nowhere, Sam was like, "Yeah, let's make a YouTube," and I was like, "Okay." And so we actually did it, and so now here we are.
Here we are today. I think a good thing that you brought up from that story is that we're talking about one of these things that we did, or one of the ideas that we had for this garage that was, I mean, I hate to insult you, but was kind of a mess, is that it was a goal, and I think that's what we're going to be focusing on today, is talking about goals. Me and Patrick are going to be talking about personal goals, and also goals that we have for things like our YouTube channel, our podcast and things like that. And I think that was a great segue into our main conversation for today.
For sure, yeah. And so what we're actually going to be talking about today is New Year's resolutions and goals. So I'd like to, sorry, we're having some technical difficulties here. All right. This is our first time trying this. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, we've recorded this a couple times.
Yeah, we've done this before. So yeah, as I was talking about before, we originally were just kind of throwing this out as just a simple idea that we wanted to make a more comfortable space inside of this garage. And so Patrick is trying to fix his microphone right now, but it's okay. But yeah, we were just thinking about making a garage, and our technical director Hondro is completely furious behind the camera right now. But
I'm getting word from the studio. Okay, yeah. There's actually nothing in my ear. I need to fix my mic.
Put this in your ear. Okay, we were thinking about why not make this into like a man cave almost. It had the space, we had the ideas for it, and we had the skill about it. Our technical director Hondro is really into technical theater and design and stuff like that, so he's really great with construction aspects and qualities like that. And Patrick, him and his dad are construction workers, and Hondro's here. Oh, is he coming in clutch? He is coming in clutch. Oh my God, he set it up so well. Yeah, so we were like, Patrick and his dad both have a construction background, and I also am into technical theater. So we were all able, we all had the skills and abilities to be able to make a man cave that we enjoyed hanging out in. And then as a joke, I sort of suggested to Patrick, might as well make a YouTube channel in a space for content creation like that. And I mean, he rolled with it, and so here we are today. So yeah. That's just one way that we set a goal and how we achieved it. So
yes, so in the spirit of New Year's, we have some sparkling cider here. So Sam, if you would like to pour us a couple glasses,
I would love to.
Hopefully you guys and girls all had a great New Year's. Maybe you celebrated as well with some sparkling cider.
Can I see your cup, please?
You can see my cup. It is right here.
Perfect. Thank you.
Booyah. Don't worry, it's not. Don't worry, it's not alcohol. We're underage for that, and I'm not into that anyway. Cool. I don't drink. It's not cool. Alcohol is not cool, kids.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna celebrate with some sparkling cider here. But anyways, New Year's.
Just enough.
The new year, 2019, is coming up very soon. Actually, by the time you're watching this video, it's probably the new year already. Booyah! Sparkling cider.
There you go, Tech.
It is the new year already, so happy New Year, happy 2019. We want to talk about New Year's resolutions on this podcast today. So first of all, we'd like to talk about some personal resolutions. So, Sam, what are some of your personal resolutions this year?
I have a lot of personal resolutions. Both with, especially now with this channel, this podcast that we made, and then the YouTube channel that we're gonna make. Also, I think I have a lot of goals for those, which I think we can talk about that later. And then, but I think before we talk about our goals, I wanted to make a toast. I wanted to make a toast about the creation of this podcast. I feel like this is a really big project that I think we can continue for a long time. It's a great collaborative effort between a group of friends, and I think that it was really awesome how we got together and we actually got this done in a really short amount of time.
It was like 2 days, like really
okay,
fast.
It was not 2 days.
Like
it was like
3.5 maybe.
Probably like 3 weeks, but
it was pretty.
But
fast.
okay,
It was pretty fast.
Anyways, nonetheless, I think that we all worked really hard on it. I think that it turned out really well, and I just wanted to give a toast to everybody here. So
Booyah.
Cheers, Happy New
I'd like
Year.
to thank my mom, thank our technical director in the back. He's sipping his sparkling cider as well.
Yeah, shout out to Patrick's mom.
She cooked us some fire dinner tonight. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that's so funny, but it was really good.
Okay.
I don't know why we're laughing. But,
what are some personal New Year's resolutions that you have for yourself this year?
Personal goals. So actually, I wanted to talk about the whole idea of New Year's resolutions before I get into my personal goals. So I think the idea of New Year's resolutions really, I've seen it as I've grown up. As a kid, I was told make New Year's resolutions. Set these resolutions for yourself. But I've seen so many people in my life, especially adults,
Mm-hmm.
who set these resolutions and then they never do anything about them.
Yeah.
I mean, I see that a lot with people in fitness, especially people saying that they're going to go to the gym and then they never do that, and
Absolutely.
so I think I've sort of gone away from the idea of resolutions but I'm going more towards the idea of goals now. So, I set personal goals for myself. I set monthly goals and weekly goals and sometimes even daily goals to accomplish things. And I think this is really important, having this mindset of constantly having goals, constantly having goals for yourself every single month. And, setting small goals to achieve your bigger goals in order to achieve your dreams, right? So like I have my goals for August of 2019 already planned out. So I know where I want to be in a year from now. And so I think that's really important for us to write down our goals and have them so that you know where you want to be and how you're going to get there.
And so do you believe that the idea of New Year's resolutions is a good thing, or do you think that mainly it's not really helpful?
I'm a little bit iffy on it. I mean, I think it can be good for sure. I mean, if it's going to get you to do it, then great. But I think a lot of people use New Year's resolutions as an excuse to to start something, and then they never finish it. It's sort of like a trend in a sense to have a New Year's resolution. It's like, I think that you should start now, and if that time is the new year, great. But I think whether it be a passion that you want to pursue, music, sports, arts, school, whatever it may be, I think you should start now, not wait. So many people wait and say, I'm going to do this tomorrow, and then tomorrow turns into next week, and then that turns into next month, and then you end up and you're 50 years old and you haven't accomplished your dreams. I mean, that's on a bigger scale, definitely more dramatic, but that can happen. I know people in my family who have lived their lives and they're nearing the end of their lives and they have regret, and that's one of the biggest things that I fear in my life, is having regrets. And so that's something that we want to caution you guys against and try to encourage you all that you can reach your goals. If you have goals that you want to achieve, you can reach them. You just have to put in the work, and you have to be willing to stay motivated in order to achieve them. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think that New Year's resolutions can be good if they become constant goals. But if it's just, a New Year's resolution that you have and you never do anything about it, I don't think that's really genuine.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that the hardest part about motivation and things like goals and New Year's resolutions is getting started, which is always the hardest part in my opinion. I think, but once you get started, I think it's easier to continue stuff like that. I know for myself personally, I've set some goals in the past that I haven't finished, and I necessarily didn't really start. I think that setting goals for yourself is important, but the start, the follow through, everything else in between is the biggest aspect. I know that one goal that I had personally a while ago, I think maybe like a year ago, was I had a goal to dunk a basketball. I always wanted to dunk a basketball. I mean, I think that's every basketball player's dream. I mean, maybe
I wanted to dunk.
Yeah, with baseball, maybe you wanted to hit a home run. Volleyball, maybe spike it into the ground. I don't know,
yeah.
Something like that. But mine for basketball was to dunk. I always wanted it. I mean, I'm 6'2.5".
Yeah, and I'm like 6'3".
No, you were literally 6'1".
I literally am, bro. We're not gonna get into this argument.
Okay.
We'll stand up right now. I'll stand up right now.
Doesn't matter.
Let the audience decide.
No, we'll do this another time. But yeah, I'm 6'2". I have friends that are like 5'10" playing basketball with me on my team, and they're like, "Why can't you dunk?" And I always blame it on like genetics or genes, and that is not the answer. I'm completely lying on that. So I think that one thing that like maybe I guess a new thing that you can do is maybe you can make a general goal but have smaller goals inside of it. Maybe my goal was to dunk, but maybe a goal that I can add on to that is in order to dunk, of course I have to work towards it. I have to work out. I have to work my muscles to get stronger to be able to jump higher and do stuff like that. So maybe I can say, oh, maybe since I'm going to go to the gym to do legs, I can't do legs every day, or else that wouldn't work. Mm-hmm. I think that if I go to the gym once to do legs, once to do arms, once to do like other parts of that, I can do that as a goal. And I think that's one thing I'm going to try and work towards for my New Year's.
Exactly, yeah, and you need to be strategic about it, right? You know, you need to break down your goals and figure out how you can achieve them in the least amount of time. You know, obviously goals aren't always going to be fast. You know, you're not always going to get a quick result. You need to put in hard work. Hard work is definitely key to reaching your goals, but you also want to be productive about it. You know, you want to reach your goals in the amount of time that you set. You don't want to procrastinate. And I think one key thing we need to avoid is making excuses. You know, I know that I've done this so many times in my life. I've made an excuse for think about anything, school. I've made an excuse for why I can't make my grades better than they are. I've made an
Yes.
excuse for fitness why I won't work out more. It's like if you really want to reach your goals and achieve your dreams, you can't make excuses. You need to be willing to put in the work that most people are not willing to put in. If you want to be very fit, for as an example, you need to be willing to put in the work. If you want to become a great musician, you need to be able to practice every single day to master your craft. If you want to do very well and excel in school, you need to study and you need to learn.
Growth
for sure. Growth is important.
I think growth is the whole point of a goal. I think growth is I think growth is the main goal for goals. And if you know what I'm saying.
As humans, we're built to grow.
Yeah.
We're not designed
can't
to
stay
just
the same.
sit. Yeah, we're not designed to sit and stay the same. Exactly, like
we're
you
not
said.
just babies. We're not like babies
exactly.
all the
Imagine
time.
if we were just babies and we never grew up to be adults. Like
you have to grow.
That's not what we grow. We
you have to
grow
grow physically and mentally.
and
in a way.
mentally. You got to grow physically and mentally. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, goals are great. I don't know where I was going with that. Continuing. Let's talk about goal setting now. So we're talking about goals and we're talking about the importance of them. I think we need to talk about how to set goals.
Yeah.
So do you have any tips on goal setting and how you would set goals?
Well, I know that one thing that you and me did about setting goals for both this podcast and the channel is writing goals down. I think both as you and me have discussed a couple of times that writing down goals is the best way to get yourself motivated. Seeing it in front of you, like maybe writing it on a whiteboard when you wake up, maybe writing it on a piece of paper, having it by like your desk where you do like your homework.
Make sure you
or
can
your work.
see it.
If you see it, you're way more likely to get up and do it. Another thing that I also wanted to talk about is for me, I do partners. I love setting goals that I can do with other people, with friends. Like for example, if I wanted to do stuff again with like basketball, or if I wanted to do something with the gym, if I wanted to do a goal for this channel, you and me, we're doing goals
partners
together.
exactly.
We can push off of each other.
We need to hold each other accountable.
And exactly,
accountability is key.
Hold each other accountable to make sure that those goals are reached. I think always doing it with somebody else is a great way to not only like interact with your peers, have fun with your friends, family, and stuff like that, but it's also another great way to, I guess, reach your goals, become a stronger goal setter, and make sure that you're able to actually achieve those goals and reach them.
Yeah, and going back to that idea of accountability, it's very important to have somebody to hold you accountable, because sometimes, we do get unmotivated. Sometimes we just don't have the motivation to keep pursuing our dreams and to keep accomplishing our goals, and getting closer to our dreams that we have. And sometimes we lose sight of why we're doing it, and so I think it's really important to have people, have friends, have family with you, whoever it is that will push you to do better, to push you to continue to go to the gym, to push you to continue to study and to practice your music, whatever goals you have. It's important to have people to motivate you, because sometimes we do lose motivation, but you also need to be motivated yourself. You can't rely on other people to constantly encourage you and constantly say, you need to do this to get better. Nobody's going to want what's best for you more than you.
Exactly.
We always think that the world revolves around us, but really, it doesn't. There's thousands of people out there, like billions. Like lots of
there
thousands.
Are definitely thousands of people out there, for sure.
Like many thousands. So it's not always about us like we think it is. So we need to motivate ourselves. We need to motivate ourselves, but also having partners to help you along the way is really important.
Yeah, and I think that's a good transition period to talk about, I guess, more about our goals for our podcast and our channels, because I mean, we've set the goals. I mean, do you want to talk about some of the stuff that we were thinking about doing in
sure.
the long run?
Yeah, so for this podcast, we plan on putting out an episode every 2 weeks. That's going to be our goal. So
for podcasts.
So about twice every month we're going to be putting out a podcast. That's the goal. And for YouTube, we are planning on putting out 2 videos every week. So our YouTube, honestly, we're still trying to figure out the name. We're thinking it's going to be Sam and Patrick.
Along the lines of that.
By the time this is released, we'll have a name. So it's probably Sam and Patrick. Look out for that. But yeah, YouTube, we're definitely going to be working on that, trying to have 2 videos a week. And we're going to try to stay consistent with that. This is something that we definitely want to continue. And, we're really passionate about this. And we want to, we want to encourage all of you.
Mm-hmm. I think one really awesome thing that we're going to talk about, or that I want to talk about for us in our channel is, basically, our whole channel idea is based off of fashion, music, pop culture as a whole. Pop culture is super important in both mine and Patrick's lives. We're huge fans of fashion and trends and things like that, things that are in brands, big brands. I don't even know if I'm able to name them or not, but you get the idea. And one thing that me and Patrick were thinking about, which I thought was a super great idea and really awesome idea that we're going to do, is me and Patrick were thinking about collaborating, hopefully in the near future, that we can create a lookbook.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. So we love fashion. If you're looking on the video, maybe you can see us. We're rocking some of our favorite looks. We enjoy fashion. We think it's really fun a fun way to express yourself. I love colors and lots of colorful things. I like to match. If you're watching us on YouTube, you might see the poster up there. I'm sort of matching with it. That was intentional.
Casablanca.
Sure. But anyway, we love fashion.
How much with that one?
Fashion is a way to express yourself, and it's a way to show off your individuality.
Yeah.
Which our school definitely talks about that all the time, and it's been ingrained in us in a sense. So, yeah, we love being unique, and so fashion is a great way to do that. But yeah, fashion. We want to talk about that hopefully on this podcast as well as the YouTube channel, and hopefully in the future we may be able to maybe create some clothing. That'd be cool. We do have some cool.
That's a big goal.
branded ideas that we're thinking about.
And then speaking of big goals,
get excited.
I guess big goals, like our big goal for us is hopefully gaining a following on both platforms like YouTube and Spotify, where we can reach like people from all over, different platforms, different things like that. And I think that us eventually gaining a following large enough that enjoys us for our content and both our personalities, I think would be huge. And that idea of expanding onto that so that we can kind of grow into sort of like a cohesive, like sort of like a family almost.
Sure.
Both me and Patrick were hoping in the future to gain a following that would be interested in things like merchandising. But of course, me and Patrick wouldn't want to make it to the point where it's just looks like we're advertising ourselves. We would want to make merch that people can either say, oh, this is from our channel or stuff like that, or they could just wear it. And if somebody says where it is, it's like, oh, it's a cool shirt. It's a cool design that I found online. And I think that's a big goal for both. I think me and Patrick for our channel and for our podcast.
For sure. Yeah. We love fashion, and it's really a big goal of ours to be able to create a brand in the future. Who knows when that will be?
Yeah.
Who knows if we'll ever get a following that big who would, buy our stuff. But that's definitely a dream that we have. We have some ideas that we definitely want to show you guys once the time is right. But yeah, we do love fashion, and we're very passionate about it. And we do want to make this a family, as Sam said. We don't want this channel to just seem like we're advertising or we're trying to, sell ourselves or sell the clothing or whatever. But we want to connect with you all. We really appreciate you all listening right now, and we're going to be trying to grow in this next year. 2019 is going to be a year of growth, and we're going to be trying to grow our YouTube and our podcast, and hopefully we'll be able to create a nice little family here.
And then reach our goals. That's the end game, is reaching the goals.
Reaching the goals, and it all, you got to start somewhere. If you don't start now, when are you going to start? That's why we started in a garage. They say that most companies, Apple, Amazon, they all started in a garage.
Obviously we're gonna get that big.
Obviously.
Hopefully by tomorrow, but
hopefully.
We'll see.
Yeah, like we expect 1 million
week or two.
Subscribers by like next week.
Week or two. I'm thinking.
If that, maybe like 3 days.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We might quit if not.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
No,
we're
I'm not
sort of
going
kidding.
that far.
No,
but,
yeah.
All right.
We're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
We definitely we really appreciate you all listening to this, and we definitely want to just encourage you, and that's going to be a big part of this podcast and this YouTube. We want to encourage you to reach your goals and to dream big. I I think especially in
Yes.
this year, 2019, there are so many opportunities out there for us, especially with the internet and with YouTube, Spotify, all these things. There's so many opportunities out there
Platforms.
there's so many platforms for you to reach
Yeah.
your goals, to reach your dreams. And you got to start somewhere. We're starting here in my garage and filming this podcast, and
Exactly.
maybe only a couple of you guys will listen to it, but we got to start somewhere, right? And so start now. Don't wait.
Exactly. And just work towards what you're passionate about and what you love. Me and Patrick were really passionate about this idea of content creation, and we achieved that goal. And I'm really surprised that we did. I'm really glad that we followed through. And
Yeah, it's
I
really
think-
fun.
I think it's very satisfactory to have something like that. And so I think just a big takeaway from today is just is love the goals that you set for yourself. Be productive about it, and try not to procrastinate. I think that everything will fall into alignment when you work towards that.
Yeah, I think you summed it up really well there. Especially what Sam said about loving your goals. That's so important. If your goals are not in conjunction, if they don't line up with what you want to do, if they don't line up with your passions, what are you doing them for? Are you doing them for your family, for society, whatever? Don't do that. Follow your dreams, follow your passions, whether that be sports or music or flying an airplane, whatever,
Yeah.
jumping out of an airplane, being a skydiver.
Love
We had a
that.
teacher who was a skydiver once. It was pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Do what you want to do. Do your passions,
Yeah.
and reach those goals. Set if you don't have goals, start some New Year's resolutions and turn them into goals.
Exactly. No, that was perfect. So thank you guys for tuning in. This was the Bullet Point Podcast at the Bulletproof Table. I'm Samuel Ray,
And I'm Patrick Humans.
and thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to check out Patrick's song on Spotify called Best Shot, and it'll be linked in the description below.
If you're
Make
watching
sure-
on YouTube.
And then also check out our YouTube channel. If this is already on the YouTube channel, you're already on the channel, so it doesn't matter. But if you're listening on the podcast, check out the YouTube channel in the description below. And
And you can check us out on Instagram. My Instagram is at the Patrick Humans.
and mine is at Samuel Ray with 2 Y's and an underscore at the end. Mine's gonna be a little bit more difficult to find. And we also want to thank our technical director, Hondro,
We
and
want to thank the crew
our teching crew. We
and my
really
father
appreciate
for
it.
all his help on this
Exactly.
journey.
And so,
And
yeah,
I want to thank my grandma.
yeah,
She's been pretty funny.
she's pretty cool. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Thank
This
you.
was
This
the Bullet
has
Point
been
Podcast.
The Bullet Point Podcast.
See you guys later.
Have a great rest of your day. Good night.
Not one to jump the gun just for fun, but we living in the era where the people on the run. From the young to the old, we live by the code. Do what you love in life unless I think that you running from the popo. Woo. Now that money and the thing like woo. Screaming money and the thing like most of these people only worry about the bling like let LeBron worry